Hey folks, I just got back from the No Kings rally. It's June 14th, 2025, and this was a planned nationwide and actually kind of global rally, a protest against Donald Trump, who's trying to be a king. And today in Washington, D.C., there was a military parade because it's apparently Flag Day and the anniversary of the Army and Trump's birthday. So he had to throw a military parade for himself. That'll be tonight as I'm recording this. But during the day, between 12 and 2, people just gathered around in a bunch of different cities to protest, and it was super cool. Now, I live in central Virginia. I'm out in the boonies out here, out in the woods. But Charlottesville is nearest big town. That's where UVA is, University of Virginia, where I went to school, actually. My wife did, too. So I drove up there, and I brought an American flag and my cowboy hat. And I had a Star Trek LGBTQ shirt that I wore. It's the Enterprise with like a rainbow coming out of it. And I did that because, I want to support progressive causes, but I want to look like maybe a little bit of a conservative while I do it to confuse people. And had the American flag because it's our flag too, right? It's been co-opted by not patriots, but nationalists, people who, love their country over everything else, no matter what, as opposed to patriots who try to make their country better. And so it was really cool because Charlottesville's not a huge town, 100,000 or so when the students are in town, but it's summer, so they're all gone. And yet, there must have been easily 1,000 people there. Now, this is the third or fourth rally that's been at that location, and it's basically along a main route. It's like a 4 or 5 lane road that goes through the middle of town where all the stores and everything are. And it's pretty nice place for a protest because there's a lot of traffic. It's hard to park there. But the first protest I went to a few months ago, decent, few hundred people, and then the Dump Tesla Party protest that had many hundreds, and this was easily over 1,000. It was mob. There were just so many people, and it was completely peaceful, happy, people smiling and laughing, people chanting, hey, hey, ho, ho, Donald Trump has got to go, that kind of stuff. A lot of really funny signs, people honking their horns as they were driving by. And I got to tell you, right, this week has sucked. This week has sucked with the ICE raids in LA and the cops and the Marines being sent in and Trump trying to, gin this up as a big violent thing. And governors, my governor, Youngkin in Virginia, was saying, you protesters better be careful because if you get violent, we're gonna make sure that you're taken care of. And this guy in Florida, sheriff in Florida, basically saying he's gonna shoot people dead if they threaten cops. And it's like, this is all made up. You guys are just living this fantasy. There's nothing going on like that. These are peaceful, happy protests. Even in LA, the violence is being caused by, right, the cops and ICE and all of that. It's not the protesters. So the thing is, after all of this, and God, Israel and Iran and everything else, to go out and protest is not only a fundamental right of Americans, it's also incredibly uplifting. I'm sitting here in my house feeling hopeless, not hopeless, but useless, right? I'm getting on social media, I'm talking to my friends, I'm doing what I can to let people know what's going on and everything. But, besides calling my MAGA rep, who's a jerk, and my 2 conservative Democrat senators, there's not a whole lot I can do. So going out and protesting, carrying a flag, carrying a sign, or just being there, being a body, waving to people as they drive by and yelling when they honk, yay, woo, woo, all that kind of stuff. That is super uplifting. It is really motivating. It is really something that everybody, I think, should do if they're feeling kind of hopeless. Now, of course, not everybody lives near big city, or it may not be safe to go near your big city or whatever. But if you can, if there's a rally, a protest, anything like that, and you can go, really try. I'm not saying you have to or anything like that. The more people who show up, the better, of course. But for your own mental health, it is so wonderful to be surrounded by people who agree with you, people who are out there making their voice heard. And you're a part of that, making your voice heard. And that is a super American thing to do because times are tough. And one of the very few things we can do right now is make ourselves heard. So make yourself heard.